Hi, everybody. Welcome to Indiana Story. I'm Craig Hall. Today, we are in Indianapolis, the capital city, the Circle City, a place full of history. And today, we are meeting with Josie Taylor. Josie, great to see you.
Good to see you, Craig. How are you today?
Great. So, tell me a little bit about this intersection where we are. We're on the corner of
Delaware and Market Street.
Delaware and Market Street, and this is a very historic spot right here in Indianapolis.
Absolutely. We've been here since 1821 in some shape or form. So, what happened was, since Indianapolis is a planned city in 1821, they planned three things. They planned the county building, the state house, and the city market, because back then the public expected their city to provide a market house and provide a place for you to have access to produce and food. So, in 1821, it was actually a shack that was parallel to Market Street, which is right here. And then in 1886, it got its brick form, is what we see today.
That's this right here behind me.
Right here. So when they built it, they built the city market, and then the remnants of what we're standing on is Tomlinson Hall. So
Tomlinson Hall.
Tomlinson Hall, yeah. So Tomlinson Hall was the convention center of Indianapolis. Anytime there was a meeting, a convention, a large group of people, they would come here. It was about 5 stories high, but it only had 2 layers, so it held a mass amount of people. It was actually the first Indianapolis public basketball game was held here. It was between YMCA, the local YMCA team, and Yale. Do you want to guess who won?
I'm gonna guess YMCA.
See, I always ask this question. I always know immediately who believes in an underdog story, but unfortunately it was Yale. They actually crushed them.
See, I'm thinking the YMCA had to be the Indiana team, right? So I wanted to go with the Hoosiers to win.
But fatefully, no, that's not the case here. It actually held in the late 1800s. It was the convention of Prohibition, the Prohibition Council. They came here and it was just filled. If you want to look at this photo, just wall to wall. So it just held.
Okay, so that was in this building that sat right here. And tell me, what is this arch?
Yes, of course. So in 1956, in late January, Tomlinson Hall actually burned down. And the story that was printed in the newspapers, this is not a fluff piece. The story is that a pigeon flew, picked up a lit cigarette, brought it to the roof of Tomlinson Hall, and that's why it burned down.
Amazing.
This was published. I'm not making it up. But
this is what they think happened.
This is what we can tell from the articles that were printed at the time.
It sounds like there's some wild pigeons flying overhead right now.
Yeah, I don't know if they shook them down. They were like, "Were you the one that printed it?" Or I don't know. But so it burned down, and they actually called in the fire departments from all over the county, and everyone was in here. But it was late January. It was January 22nd. So they're putting massive amounts of water. It actually turned the next couple blocks into a skate rink because they used so much water. And unfortunately, the city deemed the Tomlinson Hall too expensive to rebuild, so Tomlinson Hall was demolished, and the only thing that we have standing from that is this arch.
So we've got the city market, we got the arch. These are amazing pieces of history, but that's not why we are here today, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go inside right now. We got a surprise for you. Lead the way. We're going to show these folks something amazing here in Indianapolis. Okay, Josie, you brought us inside here. This is your office right here.
Yes, it is. My cubicle is right over there.
What do you do here? What is your title?
I'm the Public Relations, Events, and Sustainability Manager for the City Market.
The City Market.
City Market.
We're going under. We're going down. There's something special down here. We've got a little history on the wall. I don't want to give anything away yet, folks. I'm waiting for the big reveal. But what can you tell us here without giving away too much yet?
Yeah, so this is just basically the history of the city market and how we've been here in Indianapolis and how we've established ourselves as such a staple of the city. So as you can see on this image over here, that was Tomlinson Hall.
Oh, I see. And I can see the city market building right behind it here, right? Is this the city market?
So for reference, yeah, this is Tomlinson Hall, this is City Market, and somewhere over here is that arch that you saw.
Okay, sure. Okay.
It was massive. Tomlinson Hall was huge, and we have vendors that kind of came up along the streets, and we commemorate that by holding our farmers market every Wednesday.
So Tomlinson Hall, they had all these events, conventions, basketball games. It was like
Concerts, presidential speeches. Woodrow Wilson spoke here. Ray Charles played here. Bo Diddley, actually, right before it burned, they had a concert here. It was pretty steep. It was about $2 to entry, $2.50 at the door.
$2.50 at the door.
$2.50 at the door.
They still do that today. They still get you when you come late.
But yeah, no, this was the it place. It had everything, and when it burned down, it was a big deal.
Okay, we're building the anticipation here, folks, because there's so much more to this, and I guess it's time for the big reveal. Let's go, everybody. Okay. We've gone deep into the subterranean Indianapolis, underneath what was once Tomlinson Hall, into the
Catacombs, Indianapolis Catacombs.
the catacombs. You've heard of the catacombs in Paris, but who knew that there were catacombs in Indianapolis?
A little bit different. These are not burial grounds. There's no mass burial of anyway. There's no dead bodies here that I know of, and it's about 20,000 square feet, 120 arches.
120 arches. So what was this?
So, not that fun of a story. It was actually just support for the massive Tomlinson Hall. Tomlinson Hall was massive, as we said, so this was support, and then after that, we speculate that it might have been storage for merchants. And then since then, it's kind of become different, activated. Obviously, we do tours down here. Birthday parties, paranormal tours, catacomb parties, Halloween, conferences, different types of things is all down.
Paranormal, huh?
Paranormal tours, yes, sir. All throughout the month of October, we have Craig McCormick here, and he does different paranormal tours in the catacombs.
Birthday party. Special events. I love it. So let's take a look around.
You can see in some of these window openings that there's a lot of mystery that surrounds this, because when they were making it, they didn't think this was that cool. They're like, oh, we're just gonna hold up Tomlinson Hall, and they didn't see that it had such a fascination that it does now.
Yeah, the architectural beauty of it is amazing.
Ceilings, and you can actually tell the difference in brickwork. So in around the 70s, they came down here to, after Tomlinson Hall was demolished, they came down here to redo the structure. And you can see the difference in the brickwork from the 1880s to 1970 brickwork over here.
Okay, so the 70s brickwork would be this fill-in here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And then right here it would be 80s. So you can see kind of a difference.
I can see a big difference. Looks like they were in a rush job there, I think.
Slop job, yeah.
Well, the craftsmanship is amazing. Now, what about these giant pillars here? Are these probably the original pilings, I guess, for the building?
We think so, yes. Like I said, there's a lot of mystery because they didn't document this. They didn't think it was that big of a feat or that particularly interesting. But we opened it up for the Super Bowl back here in 2012 because people have done Super Bowls. They've done everything. So we're like, what can we offer? There's public market houses all over the United States. We're like, we have catacombs. So we partnered with Indiana Landmarks, and that's when we started offering tours, and they sold out immediately. But we don't believe that people who were visiting Super Bowls bought them. We think it was actually Indianapolis residents being like, hold up, you have what now? So ever since then, we've opened it up for tours and parties and activations.
When did they discover that this was here? Did they always know it was here, or was it a rediscovery at some point?
So it really came to light in the 70s. That's when it started. They were doing a lot of construction work. They were constructing the business wings on each side of the market house, and that's when it kind of came to light. But before then, no one really talked about it. Like I said, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Kind of lost to history.
It was just lost. It was underneath the ground. Yeah, that's it.
It's pretty amazing. So where can we go through here? Take us through. What's what are we going to see in here? Now you say there are no bodies, no crypts, none of that sort of thing that you're aware of.
That I'm aware of. Yeah.
You do paranormal tours, so there's a little bit of activity down here. Woo!
Yes, we do paranormal tours, and the paranormal investigator says that this is one of the most active places that he's ever been.
Wait a minute. The paranormal investigator said this is the most active, as in?
As in, he gets the most activity when he comes down here. He can do tours from 7 to 9:30, about 6 tours at a half hour, and he gets activity every single time. So ghosts continuous.
What? Ghosts?
Ghosts, yes, sir.
We have catacombs and ghosts in Indianapolis.
And ghosts. It is full residency here.
Okay, maybe we don't want to go too far back. I'm not sure about that.
You're fine. Okay. And you signed a waiver, right?
I did, and mistakenly, I guess.
Just for a little reference, we're actually under the corner of Market and Delaware. So when you walked in, you saw that big arch that said City Market. We're about right under it. Okay. So just for a little bit of a spatial reference.
And I love the echo we have in this point right here. Give me a clap of the hands. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so this is about the back, and then you have these kind of slightly spooky.
I see tables and chairs in here. Are these little spots for the parties or what?
Yeah, so we'll pull out the chairs and we'll set them up out here. This is usually the spot because it's most even. So we'll do movies down here, very on brand. So like Raiders of the Lost Ark, things like that. We show them down here.
How often do you do that?
Every couple times a year, kind of thing. We partner with another group, and they bring everyone in here and all that kind of stuff. So.
Okay, all right. Ceiling is amazing right here. We even have stalactites here holding, I guess, from the weathering up above.
Yeah, it's weathering, and then water will soak through, and every once in a while you might feel a drip. We call that a catacomb kiss. So.
Catacomb kiss.
Like a cave kiss, but a little different.
Now, are they worried about the integrity at all of this, or is it's pretty solid?
I mean, it's pretty solid. We haven't had any worries. There's been no incidents like that. As you can see, it's vault ceilings. These aren't really going anywhere after almost 200 years.
You're right. It's an amazing piece of architecture, yes.
And then I'll kind of lead you to the corner. Don't get scared on me, but this is the corner that the most paranormal activity happens. And not to freak you out, but the lights are, I've never seen those 2 lights work. Not to freak you out, but.
Does somebody bring a flashlight? This is, yeah, I'm not big into ghosts. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Me neither. So I work the paranormal tours, and I stay upstairs.
But this is the hub of activity, they say.
Activity, we bring down roses every time we do tours, because one time we were down at a tour, and they have this, I can't remember the name, but it's like a box, and it translates the waves into words. And the box just keeps saying flowers, flowers, flowers.
So there's a box communicating with the ghosts.
The box, yeah. That our paranormal expert brings.
I am completely out of the loop on this. I had no idea that this was even a possibility.
I didn't include that in our emails, did I? But it kept saying flowers, flowers, and we're like, what kind of flowers? And it said roses. So ever since, we've brought roses down here to kind of just commemorate them. Yeah.
Ghost with good taste, I guess, anyway.
Yes.
Okay, we moved over to this corner, and I did find a treasure. It's a bottle cap. I don't know how old this is.
That dates from 1880s.
Yeah, probably not. Why would there be so many? I see a few bottle caps around here.
So we do hold a lot of different parties down here. One of them in particular is because since we held the National Prohibition Convention in the late 1800s, in kind of a different honor of that, we hold the Repeal Day party on December 5th. And no matter what day it is, Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, we hold the Repeal Party, and it's in partnership with USPGA.
So you have the party down here. Yeah. Going back to the history upstairs, the National Prohibition
Convention.
And that's where they decided.
That's when they started kind of planning how they would make the constitutional amendment, yes.
How about that?
How about that?
So it was right here where they decided that we shouldn't have alcohol.
And yeah, so December 5th, we'll have a taste of that alcohol.
How times have changed. So we've seen a lot of this down here. Any future plans?
So the fate of the catacombs kind of varies. We do Indiana Historical Landmarks does tours every first and third Saturday throughout the year. Those are $12. You can come down here with a trained tour guide, and he'll kind of walk you through, tell you all the nooks and crannies and all the history of the catacombs.
And the ghosts.
And the ghosts, yeah. He doesn't. Our tour guides kind of don't really touch a lot on that. I think they're a little scared of it. And then we also do various events such as like the Paranormal Tours that we talked about. This year we're doing Halloween in the Catacombs that we're really excited about. So that's kind of that.
It sounds fun. It sounds exciting. This is sounds scary, actually. I'm trying to put on a brave face.
Yeah, you have no idea what you got yourself into, huh?
Yeah, this is not, I'm not the big horror kind of guy. But
Me neither. They're very nice spirits. I don't want them to think I'm trash talking them. They're very nice.
I see you're mending the fences with them right now already.
Telling them, I'm sorry, we're good. Yeah.
We won't disturb you any longer today. This is an amazing, beautiful site. It's incredible that it stands here. And when you search catacombs, folks, make sure you look for Indianapolis, or you'll be going to Paris, because you're not going to find these just anywhere. These ruins rival some of the amazing things that I've seen around the world, and it's an incredible site.
Yeah, who would have thought Indianapolis, Indiana, right?
We're lucky to have it, and thank you for taking us around here this morning. It's been a great visit, and this, folks, is truly part of Indiana's story. And I recommend you come to the Catacombs in Indianapolis and go say hello to a ghost for me. Thanks for joining us on Indiana Story. We'll see you next time.
Sycamores for me, the new mold hay.